No problem. More fire. Mr. President, are you interested in 2014 World Cup Commission of Inquiry report?
Really?
The white paper.
What?
The 2014 World Cup. That is the Commission of Inquiry white paper, the report. Mr. President, please, are you interested? Because we've heard nothing at all from your minister and yourself. More fire. Mr. President.
Yeah. No, that's
no. It's 3 in 1. So let me just put it. No, this is the question. Then also, do you have the courage to move for change within FA leadership in the face of gross mismanagement of the national team and the Ghana Premier League? Are you satisfied with the output of your sports minister after 1 year, Mr. President? More fire. Thank you.
We'll take a direction of our national teams. Comprehensive review. That's the only way forward to resolve this penalty crisis that we find ourselves. Can you believe that? Penalty shootout. Send the court now yourself. Can you believe that? Send the court now yourself. Then you break the whole nation. All of our hearts are broken. And the minister now becomes the victim in Egypt, as if I kicked the penalty. Yes, everybody was say, wow.
Andre is going to go to the AFCON, and the Tenka team thinks that he's going there as a winger. They better don't take him at all. I repeat, they better don't take him at all to the AFCON. Andre goeth to that AFCON on condition that he goeth
Charlie,
to that AFCON on condition that
biblical language.
no more English phone in the he goeth to that AFCON on condition that he plays through the middle.
Thy may
Or
play
else,
through the middle.
Thy may play. No more. Thy may play through the middle, or thy may play as a lead striker, so that this country will benefit.
Nima soa na masoa. No amene no bale woba. Woke na bale aba no ni sa ya locally befan. Oba ni Ghana biale. Won dabushi. Woke okawo anye pepepe keje shishije kashi nagbe. Be no ba gbe program na yowa, okay? Obele ye achi.
Bra 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 ship. Avienne woo, yes, star, master, 3 by food. 1 for the master, 1 for the lead. 1 for the little body crisis, the lead blaster. Blah, 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 ship. Avienne woo, yes, star, master, 3 by food. 1 for the master, 1 for the lead. 1 for the little body crisis, the
So the gang is back. Yeah, Charlie. We chopped the holiday some last week. Me shared up didn't respond to any tweet. You people will be chilling on the beach, chilling in your couches, in your luxury cars, tuned into Sports Panorama. We are back again, and I really want to say that it's an odd world. Yep. Show proudly brought to us by Betway. Benjamin Nketia here. DSTV also holding down Sports Panorama. Nathan Kwao is here. These days, I don't know if he's a rapper or a journalist or international relations analyst or what. Yo.
Just a mix of everything. It's called layers. I always say that the day I write my autobiography will be titled Layers.
That sounds like an album title.
Yeah, Layers.
Tasty stuff. I love it. And then, of course, the rabbi is here. Today, I saw the grey skies from my very vantage point in the office. And I tweeted, the weather should stay the way it is. And then somebody responded, what are you hearies? I guess you know what that means. A lot of issues to dissect today. First on the table, there was a Meet the Press session today, and President Nana Akufo-Addo, of course, was fielding questions from various journalists. We are back at that same threshold of what do we do with Kwesi Appiah. Now, Kwesi Appiah's contract expires this week. We need to quickly sort out the situation. It looks like the handlers of that particular situation are keeping the situation tightly under wraps. The president was asked about if he feels as if we should give Kwesi Appiah a contract renewal or we should just, leave it to the FA to do. He says that he doesn't want to preempt the actions of the FA, so he will leave it to them. Mr. President, we all know that if indeed Kwesi Appiah will get an extension or another indigent will be brought in to replace him, you have a big hand in it. You know how it will happen. So please don't tell us that you are leaving it to Kotoko and you don't want to force anybody. It is not true. We know how these things work. So yes, we'll be talking about that in a bit, whether Kwesi Appiah should get a new contract and what really is the way forward for Ghana football. We'll share some thoughts also on how the Normalization Committee failed to provide FIFA with data on clubs and players between the months of April and October. And in the wake of that, FIFA responded with the report saying that there's no professional club in Ghana, neither is there a professional player in Ghana because they do not have any club or player data. So we'll be getting into that as well. And then Asante Kotoko, Sankofa, the saga of the returnee. Maxwell Konadu says he is home, back in the dugout of the Porcupine Warriors. We'll share some thoughts on that. And then, of course, my good friend is fighting at the Madison Square Garden. Big bouts for Richard Comey at the MSG against Honduran-American Teofimo Lopez, who will dedicate some time for that as well. And then we'll be having a surprise guest on the show today, Amapele. Yeah, Charlie. Amapele of the Black Queens will be here. Elizabeth Addo will be joining us a little later on in the show to share a few thoughts before we get into EPL Match Week 17 action. So before we do anything, Coach, you know how we do it on the show. Please take us away.
You was about what beko Ghana mamu fedi. I remember what way. I'm like a BNL. I know quality song. Then yo now no about you le Kashi be no bagbena. Waka ogbele ehibache. Menele one yishifu last week or baby no homo you Sports Panorama homo me denche Ben Nathan Grant Ghana be fan when woba oba ye no to the neji and akoba you le ha kashi na no amen.
Let's get straight into the issues. Here we go. The president, of course, like I said earlier, shared thoughts on what direction Ghana football should be heading in and also what should happen to Kwesi Appiah.
The direction of football, I would prefer the direction of football to be handled by the Ghana Football Association. I believe that a fundamental requirement of the FIFA constitution of the world is that politicians and governments stay away from football administration. What we can do is to give maximum support to the new FA, and the FA thinks it would be helpful to discuss with us and get our views, of course. Very much available to it. I thought it was important to bring FIFA into the process when the crisis over the former Ghana Football Association brew, and in the end, it proved to have been a helpful move. They came together with government, established the normalization committee, and then the processes that have led to the establishment of a new football association have taken place. And as far as I'm concerned, I leave it to them to decide on the direction of Ghanaian football. What is the direction we all want? We want the Black Stars, at the very least, to win the Africa Cup again. That's the only direction that we want to get. And then beyond that, as much as possible, also to compete at the global level. Do I want Kwesi Appiah to say it? This is a difficult thing for me to answer. Because if I say yes, it's like I'm putting pressure on the Football Association to renew his contract. And if I say no, then I know for sure they'll not be able to do it. So let me keep away from answering that question altogether.
Hey, political answers. Coach, your doorstep is where this will begin from. Nana says that if he puts pressure on the FA,
if he says Kwesi Appiah should go, that's pressure on the FA to sack him.
Yeah. If he doesn't say anything to some way, so what should we do with Kwesi Appiah? This question, it won't go away.
Of course.
It won't go away. And
of course.
And from the way things are going, look, it looks as if wheels are in motion.
Yeah.
Only that details are not out there. What do we do? What do we do with the situation?
This is Sports Panorama, and like I've always said, in any of my prayers, we'll say it as it is. For me, I'm aware that the contract will be renewed. All that is left to be done is to put pen to paper. But I'm very much reliably informed that the details, the clauses, everything that is deserving to be in the contract has been agreed upon. But coming back to what the president said, I think we should be looking at the bigger picture. What exactly do we need as a country? Is it sacking the coach that will solve the problem? Changing Kwesi and bringing in another person? For me, we should not go for another white man, because they've been here on several occasions. They've never left any legacy apart from Milovan Rajvac, who came so close to winning the AFCON.
Somebody says that Avram Grant went to a final.
Oh, come on, man.
It was only a penalty shootout away from winning an AFCON.
And that showed you how incompetent he was.
Oh.
Yes. Because I still maintain that if he was that competent coach, we would have won that final against Cote d'Ivoire. Because after all his pedigree, we were made to understand that he's a motivator. He's a good psychologist. After all those good things that were said about Avram Grant, he's coached the likes of Didier Drogba and co. He still could not get our captain to be among the first 5 penalty takers in that game against Cote d'Ivoire. It tells you how incompetent he was, because that team had a psychologist. I'm coming. That team had a psychologist. That team had one of the, I don't know how to put this, because whenever Grant came to coach the Black Stars, we were made to understand that he was a top-notch coach. He knew how to manage players and how to get players to understand their situations and get them to perform under pressure. And it cost us the trophy. And look, take it or leave it, that was a Kwesi Appiah team. Avram Grant came in and showed good leadership. But when it matters most, he blew it. So for me, I didn't see any competent. So no wonder, during his actual reign as the coach of the Black Stars, we all saw what happened. Completely, the least said about him, the better.
But having said that, look, Ben, I don't think we should go about sacking coaches. No. This national team job is such that whoever comes in will have his own way of doing things. And at the end of the day, there will be target sets. But you and I know that when we fail at major tournament, it is not only the coach to be blamed. The sort of pressure that we subjected Kwesi to. Look, for me, I am very close to Kwesi, and that is not why I'm saying don't sack him. I knew exactly what Kwesi wanted to do prior to that AFCON in Egypt. Kwesi, we all knew of the fact that the politicians would not allow this man to do his job. Because, like you rightly said in your introduction,
let me
we know the role they play.
Let me interrupt you, right?
Yes.
Let me interrupt. Two things I want to ask. If you know, right, that you will not be allowed to do your job,
Yeah.
isn't it honorable to walk away? One. And two, are you saying that by your stance, Kwesi Appiah is the man capable of winning us AFCON 2021? Because a contract renewal would mean that we have reposed faith in him as the guy to bring that trophy home.
Look, if I'm the one to choose who the next coach of the Black Stars is, or should be, I'll go for a local coach. And as we speak now, I think he's the one most suited to stay in that position for now. And then look at what he's done. He's brought on Sika Kono, and then he's also given Ibrahim Tanko another the chance to showcase to Ghana what he's capable of doing. Look, the pool of local coaches, very capable of handling the Black Stars, is not what it used to be. Gone are the days. We had the likes of Coach Ike Afrani, the late, Coach Samade, the late, Jones Atukwefiu, the late, Sam Dodu, the late. You could have, you can go on and on and on and on and on. But as we speak now, apart from Kwesi himself, and let's say Maxwell Konadu, who's had some good time with the Black Stars, and Ibrahim Tanko, maybe I'll look and I'll say maybe Coach Duncan, who of course will never be will never be considered because there's that wrong perception about the young man. And then to some extent, who else would you mention, Granting? I don't think we have that many of local coaches. So it is good that we should stick with Kwesi now, but rather in sticking with him, what I want the FA to insist that he does is that he should never compromise on the transition of this team. He started something beautiful in Cape Coast. I mean, in the last two international games that the Black Stars had, the day he decides to go back to John Boy, Jonathan Mensah, Asamoah Gyan, and co, that will be the beginning of his stint as the Black Stars coach. Because a proper footballing country will never rely on players who's been there for more than 10 years. Even his current captain, Andre Ayew, I have sat on this platform and I've said, I'll repeat myself again, he is not the man for the future. Look, take it or leave it, I'll say it. 2 years from now in Cameroon, goodness me, Andre will not be a starter. Even if by then he remains the captain of the team, because his form is not getting better. He's been around, at times most people don't know, but he's been around since when? 2008. If my mathematics is right, he's been around for close to what? 11 years now. 11 good years.
Me, I'm tired.
11 good years. So it is proper that if you are indeed a footballing nation, you should be looking beyond such players. And I'm happy for the likes of Kudus. I'm happy for the likes of Samuel Lewis, the likes of Joseph Addo and co. I'm very happy that these guys...
There's a school of thought that says that Kwesi Appiah is good at discovering players, so we should make him a scout and get a new coach.
I beg to differ. Look, a coach is as good as his playing body and is as good as his technical team. Look, we all are aware of what Sika Kono is capable of bringing on board to help this team.
For me, what I'm saying is, we cannot go and come back every now and then when the team fails and say it is the coach that has gotten this team to fail. Look, we sat here, we could go on and on and on. For me, I could bring out things that, in my view, that did not allow this Black Stars to perform in Egypt. The coach has his fair share of the blame, the playing body, the management team?
The
management team. Look, we could go on and on and on. Don't sack him. I don't think they will sack him. Like I said, I believe everything that needs to be talked about to renew his contract has been agreed upon. Give him another 2 years. Emphatically, I maintain. Give him another 2 years. Let's see what he does with Sika Akono and the new breed of players that he's brought on board this Black Stars. And let's target 2021 and target Qatar 2022. If you sack him now, then man coming has got no foundation to work with. Keep him. He knows the players better. Keep him and let's move on from there.
0549986996 0549986996. That's the text and WhatsApp line. Get to me also on Twitter at Kojo Nketia and let's get talking. Today, coach, there's a Lile outside the studio who apparently is here because of one of our, the red hair, Miss Sunday, Melissa Award. Noko fine,
Noko bright and shine.
The beautiful Melissa Award.
Oh, no more.
She says today she's the muse for the show.
Oh, no man buy inside money, man.
It's a buy inside,
buy inside the time now, look.
Don't worry. You let's focus on
that. Like coach wants to see. Oh, it will eat on a few.
Baby, about spicy program about women vigor.
So Melissa Award, wherever you are, Jill too.
Oh, no more.
Nathan, coach has eating up all the time, but look, snap thoughts on this. If we take away Kwesi Appiah, who are your top two credible local coaches to take this job, and should we give him a renewal from where you stand?
Well, I can only think of one. I think if Kwesi Appiah gets kicked out of a job, I would say Sika Akono. He may not have gathered that much experience, but I think he's somebody who's been learning for a while. He's had stints at Hearts, Wise, Dreams, Kotoko,
Ash Gold.
So if I look at the body of work he did with those teams, you can tell that there's that potential is there. He's willing to learn, he's willing to grow, he's willing to develop. Maybe the national team may be a step too far or a bridge too far, but I think that there's, for me, I don't think the question should be who replaces Kwesi Appiah. I think that we need to make a very conscious effort. And even though I have a lot of issues with the sports minister, I was very delighted he said something the other day when he did meet the press, that there is the need to breed the next generation of coaches.
That's certainly.
I disagree with a lot of the things the sports minister does, but I'm happy that on that one thing we agree. I think as a country, we need to put in a deliberate effort of grooming the next level of coaches. Give them proper tuition. Give them the proper base. Let them find what it is they want to do. But at least let us offer them the opportunity to grow and learn. Because, look, the coaching throughout history has always been understanding football from your perspective and respecting certain principles. Those who are educated and can do the job will succeed. It's a very simple principle. So I think we need to do more, and I hope that the Kotoko administration, they mentioned it in their manifesto. I hope they will do a good follow through of taking coaches and giving them the proper education. Of course, the coaches will have to educate themselves as well. But I feel that as a country, what we can do for them, let's do it. If it's organizing courses, let's organize the course. Let's send them out to attachments where possible. Let us give them the chance to develop. So that years down the line, we will not be having this conversation of, are we keeping Kwesi Appiah? There's a knowledge gap. There's nobody. We need to have coaches who are competent, coaches who can do the job, coaches who are educated. That I think is highly important. I always talk about the Italy example in Covergiano. To become a coach in Italy, it is you go to school.
Of course.
You go to school. You start all over. You go to school. You go and learn. You write your thesis. You are tested. Your philosophy, your style, your understanding of the game And I feel that we need to have more coaches who understand what football is, who understand what they want to do, who understand what it means to put a team together. Not just calling players because let's call players, or calling players because they are your safest options. No. I feel that the challenge of this national team, the Black Stars, is a very simple one. We don't know the blend that works. 1. 2, we don't know the players we have.
It's because we don't have a brand.
You see?
So we are calling anybody at all.
So I feel it starts from there. Identifying what we want to see. Training coaches to see what it is we all want to see. And training them to spot the talent that fits. Remember, like Chris said a few weeks ago when we were having Premier League, the players make the system.
Yeah.
So have an idea. Then you take players and let them implement that idea. So I think that the conversation should not be about who replaces Kwesi Appiah. I feel that the conversation should be, what are we doing to bring the next level of coaches? What are we doing to go around, find the talented ones who are managing small size teams, women's teams all over the place, university teams, whatever teams, and spotting that there is something in them that can be developed and harnessed for the benefit of this country. So for me, back to base, I think Siki Akuno looks the part, even though I think he has some learning to do. And I'm happy he's with the national team to do that learning. As for how long he'll be with the team, I don't know. But I hope that whatever stint he has with the national team now, to whatever end period, he would have picked up a lot and added it to the things he has seen at Hearts, Wise, Dreams, Ash Gold, and Asante Kotoko. All these things will come together to shape him, and it will influence whatever thinking he has, should he ever get a big-time national team job.
Okay. Let me just say something real quick before we move the conversation on. So, look, I don't know what it is, but everybody seems to be dancing around the points for me. Isaac Esiama, what should we do with Kwesi Appiah? Contract renewal.
No, but you see, Ben, think about it. What should they say? Sack Kwesi Appiah? Of course, they won't say sack Kwesi Appiah.
Don't say sack him.
No, but you see, give us a clear idea of what's happening. Are you renewing his contract?
Like Chris has told you what will happen.
Who hires Kwesi Appiah?
I think it's the ministry, right?
No,
it's the GFA.
It's the FA that helps.
But the ministry
so why are you
pays.
asking the minister?
No, but the minister pays the money.
Of course, that is
the
when
ministry
he
pays the coach. The FA does not pay the coach.
No, of course.
So
the GFA hires the man.
Let me give you an
fires the man.
No, let me give you an example of why the ministry is important. If you go and bring a coach that wants to collect 50,000 and we say we cannot pay him, what are you going to do? You are going to take him back and bring somebody that we can pay.
Of course.
So the ministry has every bit an input in this as the FA.
No,
so
that's
the
what
fact that they're trying to make it look like this is a purely GFA thing, it's a smoke screen. You and I know this.
No, but see, it would be so unfair to get them to say keep him. Whilst the FA have not come
You
out
don't
to
do
say
that.
No, you
don't do that. And obviously, we know they are not going to give us that answer. Because fact of the matter is that, yes, they provide the money, but they are not the ones who sign the contract. It's the GFA. GFA decides, they bring the coach. This is the guy we decided on. And they pay the money. It's as simple as that. Look, I just feel, frankly speaking, first of all, Kwesi Appiah has suffered from this perception and this negative brand around him that since his second coming, nobody has ever really given him a chance. It's always going to be, he's going to fail. He's not going to do anything.
Charlie, so you are giving people a chance.
So when everything starts going, when something little starts going wrong,
to be blamed.
then he's to be blamed.
What?
The main,
like
look,
what?
the one of the biggest problems in this Black Stars, especially when they go to tournaments, is the unnecessary people who follow them.
Too many.
Unnecessary
Too many.
distractions that they suffer from. Look, there's something that, and forgive me, but I don't remember his name. If listeners can help me, if you guys can help me. When the Black Stars exited, they just ended AFCON.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. AFCON was in June. So
in June. On Eyewitness News, Sander interviewed the last sports minister who won the AFCON for Ghana.
Yeah.
And he said something very key that day. Maybe it was too extreme in that time, but you can always pick the positives out of it. He said he dissolved the GFA before they went to the tournament. And Sander asked him why. He said there were too many people around the team. Too many people who didn't add anything to the team. And he needed the coach, his backroom staff, and the players, one or two officials. So he dissolved the GFA, sent one of his reps. He didn't even go. Sent one of his reps over there. And the Black Stars brought the trophy back. Why would you carry 10, 15 people who are not doing anything and putting unnecessary pressure on
10,
the coach?
15 is generous. You are being generous.
No, let me just add to that.
The coach can't even think and do what he wants to do.
If I take you back to the AFCON 2017 in Gabon, that, I mean, it was the first time I was hanging out with the Black Stars close quarters properly. that tournament, and everybody who went, all the journalists noticed something about the tournament. You didn't have a lot of government people there. You didn't have a lot of FA people there. You didn't have a lot of the hangers-on of the players. And somehow, there was a lot of sanity in that team. Yeah. So I tend to agree with, and that sometimes the bodies are
look,
too many.
let's be honest. I can't, it will be very unfair for us to sit here. What I do and what I used to judge Kwesi Appiah and see at least the positives in him. If you watch the 2014 World Cup, yes, after all the things that happened, yes, we finished last in our group. But if you pick the isolated matches, you can't tell me that you didn't see the tactical genius in those games, especially the second and the third game against Germany. The games that were supposed to be our most difficult, against Germany and against Portugal. Those games, Ghana lost them basically out of inexperience. And I can tell you, the Germany game, it was out of inexperience.
I actually beg to differ.
The Portugal game, it was actually out of inexperience.
I hugely beg to differ.
You look at
we shouldn't have
the Portugal game. The Portugal game, I think the Germany game, if you ask me.
No, but that Portugal game, that second goal that Ronaldo scored.
Let me finish.
Our goal was eventually caught the ball and gave it to him. It was clear.
Let's not go back and talk in detail. But there were. If you look at the Black Stars' output in that game, from the qualifiers beating Egypt 6-1 here.
Daniel, see, you are going.
Let me finish. Let me finish. You can't just, and I think a lot of people look at this head coach and brush him off too easily. Oh. I don't think the GFA or the FA or the sports ministry or the government are stupid enough to just give him the job because he's black. No, because he's one of our own. There's obviously something good in him, and if we all open our eyes, we can see. You don't even need to open your eyes. It is there. What I'm saying is that this team needs to be sieved. They need to clear the people who don't do anything.
Too many people
because
are on
look,
this team.
The coach doesn't even get time to prep his players.
He complains about it. He complains. And
so many distractions. If you look at the teams that have won the AFCONs in even Algeria, if you were following the narrative of the Algerian journalists on social media, the team had a lot of time. In fact, the coach had time with his players. In fact, it was go and win the AFCON for us. So we are doing everything that you want us to do to go and win the AFCON for us. What are 10,000, 15,000 people doing in the team hotel? Today they are calling some player, and then when Kwesi Appiah needs the players to assemble, when he needs them to rest, they are over here, they are over there.
Serious,
this, look, we always overlook these things, but these things actually go a long way to disturbing the process of the team. And I feel that if we are moving forward, we have to do everything in place and do everything possible for him to succeed. If not, then you can go at him.
But you see, I find these submissions a little weird because we heard Kwesi Appiah himself categorically say that this is his best preparation ever.
Yes, did he not had that?
Yeah, he said that. Let me land. He said this is his best. Was it not?
He said that.
How many years has Kwesi Appiah been in and around this Black Stars team?
As a head coach?
Doesn't matter.
Whatever, head
assistant. He's been combined close to 7-8 years, maybe more.
Yes.
Good. Daniel, are you not the one here blasting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that they should throw him out because he's not a winner? How many years do we need Kwesi Appiah to get 20 years on this job before he can deliver on an AFCON? That's my problem. You see, this is there's a lot of hypocrisy in this argument that one guy is a loser and he should go, but this guy who's been assistant coach, he's gone.
This is very simplistic. This is very simplistic.
What? No.
Kwesi Appiah is saying that Kwesi Appiah didn't win. And wait. When you were making your microphone is off. When you were making your submission, I allowed you to make your submission. Listen. The truth of this matter is this: the AFCON is an objective-based tournament. Yeah. True or yes? Good. We've given you preparations to Dubai. You say that was your best ever preparation. You made us understand, we here, who were not privy to whatever it is that was going on, that this is the best time you've ever had to prepare your players for a competition. You go out there and you are knocked out quicker than we could ever remember. And all of a sudden, we should give you the job again and trust that this time you will grow what?
Do you know
apples in Accra?
Ben, one of the reasons why we will continue to suffer as a country.
We shouldn't do that.
That after every major tournament,
we shouldn't let personal sentiment and this thing bring another.
I'm coming. After every major tournament, when we go and we don't succeed, the only person we tend to blame is the coach.
So
we've done this for years, and for me, as we speak, the coach have submitted his report. the management team, they've submitted their report. Everybody who had something to do with this team, they've all submitted their report. But as a country, would we go through these reports and actually underline where we did not do what we were supposed to do?
No, because it's
we
easy.
will not do
It's
it.
easy to
because
blame
there's
the coach.
one man to point
Yes,
at and
it's
say,
the
come
coach.
on, get rid of him. Then we think
I also like this argument.
But we don't move on. You cannot move on like that as a country. That's what I said. Like, you sack him today. Whoever is brought in,
The same thing will
will
happen
be
to
done.
the person.
That person will be sacked.
him.
It would
And
end up
But
not going
you see,
anywhere.
I'm saying this because somebody took the job and went to an AFCON final. You can say all you want about he could have won the game, but
Yes.
he was a penalty shootout away from winning an AFCON.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
Kwesi Appiah was also knocked out by penalties.
Penalties.
So what would have happened if he won the penalties? Quarter final.
But he didn't win.
No, you also didn't win.
But will you take a fine? Will you take a silver medal? If I give you a silver medal, won't you take a silver medal?
Ben,
Than that atrocious performance.
Of course.
Come on.
No, but I
Come
don't
on.
glorify in silver medal.
It's better.
I lost gold.
It is better than what
fact
happened
is-
at the last AFCON.
Look. Let me say this, and it is very simple. If, as a country, we don't clearly put out what we want to do and how we intend to go about what we want to do, we'll keep going and coming back to the same thing. For example,
Coach Kwesi Appiah
is this the
is not a
time
winner.
to sack the coach?
No. Chris, why are we dancing around
Who
this
is a
point?
winner?
Who is the winner?
Who is a winner?
Avram Grant looked like a winner to me.
Look like a winner. Is he a winner? Yes or no?
Avram Grant.
On the merit card,
Is he
he's
a
better.
winner?
On the
Yes or
merit
no?
card, he's better than Kwesi Appiah.
Avram Grant
He's better than Kwesi Appiah.
The team that
best
Avram Grant
experience.
inherited, the circumstances surrounding that team, the disgrace that
more
that team
failure
has
than
gone
Kwesi
through.
Appiah.
I'm coming. That team went through in Brazil. The determination in the eyes of the boys to go and appease the people of this country. Coach Chris, I would have won the cup
Kwesi
if I
Appiah-
had taken the
Kwesi
black
Appiah-
flag to that AFCON against Cote
listen,
d'Ivoire. I would have won the cup.
And I'm saying this before we move on to the next topic. I'm saying this categorically
there was no way
here
that
because
money would have been
obviously it looks like we will hire Kwesi Appiah again. But I'm saying this: people can take me on anywhere. Kwesi Appiah is not a winner. We can give Kwesi Appiah a 10-year contract and he will not win us an AFCON. We can dance around the point. I don't appoint coaches, so I don't know who should be there. If I'm hiring a local coach for this country,
who would you
I'm
get?
hiring CK Akono, I'm hiring
He's part
David
of the
Duncan.
team.
That's fair.
But I'm saying that Kwesi Appiah will not win us an AFCON. You people
But I said it
you
to
can play all the diplomacy.
Benjamin, I said it here.
Wait. You can say that there are drama singers, there are drummers, there are ministers. Look, if you are a leader, the first point of a leader is that you show that you will not tolerate or put up with certain things. If Kwesi, listen to me, listen. Then Kwesi Appiah should walk away if he has principle. Anybody should walk away if you have principle. Walk away.
I'm coming.
Sika
Akono, like you are saying,
if you are a leader.
give the job to Sika Akono. Sika Akono will get this job. Kwesi is fired tomorrow. Sika comes in. The same old thing. Sika will
happen
never
again.
talk if you keep quiet.
Sika-
And therefore, we should be directed at the politician and
Exactly,
say,
you're not
they
the
should
coach.
stay away
Listen.
from this team.
I
and let the team
I
go.
cannot go and tell ministers to stay away from football.
No, come on.
It is the people who manage football who manage those relationships, not me.
Yes, you see,
It is supposed to be Keto Kreku's decision.
Yes,
that,
but Keto
that
Kreku-
we are going to this.
Don't tell
AFCON.
the head coach to sack the politicians.
I don't want person. No, it is because Kwesi Appiah needs to say that. You know what?
See?
I don't like this situation in my team, and this is an impediment to my objective.
No, but you also just said that
no,
the
listen.
one who releases the cash also detects as to what is
That's
supposed
what I'm
to be
saying.
done.
You know what we are dealing with.
Then we are going in an endless circle.
That's it. So you don't
But
blame the coach for that.
But then in that endless circle, I know that Kwesi Appiah will not win me an AFCON. So we are
Not
wasting
Kwesi
our time.
Appiah, whoever we brings will not win us.
Go and tell
an
Ketu
AFCON.
We are wasting our
Go and
time.
tell Ketu to sack him.
We are wasting our time.
Go and tell Ketu.
Let us stop the hypocrisy. Ole is not good, but Kwesi Appiah with 10 years is good enough. Kai!
Which Ole is working. If he's not good, he should be sacked.
This is
That
the-
is the national team. Do we have transfer window?
It is the same
national
thing.
team. Do we have transfer
He
window?
has even a bigger scouting window to scout everybody. He plays like 5 matches the whole year. What are you talking about?
He's
What are you
restricted.
talking
The
about?
best players are not all Ghanaian. Ole has the best players. He has money. Don't come and compare.
Kwesi Appiah didn't have better
They are
players
two
than who?
different things. two very different things.
Oh, Charlie, this hypocrisy must stop. Kwesi Appiah is not good enough. He must go.
Sack
He is not a winner.
Sack him.
No, I won't sack him. But then you people will continue be here and be doing. Let us change our tactical. You will do it for 10 years.
No, you said we should sack Avram Grant. We sacked him. We are still here. Now you listen to me.
I said that
We'll still be
you
here.
sack Kwesi today. Sika Kono is given a job. David Duncan is given a job. The fact of the matter is, whatever Kwesi is going through, they will go through the same thing, and they will fail. So we should look at the
stop playing the football.
That's it.
Then we should stop playing the football.
That's it.
No, that's honestly the truth.
Yes, then
because
that's it.
from what Daniel is saying, that
let's look.
Do you want to play football or you want to win?
Let's address the deep-rooted canker in the team, not the coach. It's so easy to blame the coach. It's so easy.
Sacking the coach is the easy. You see, sacking the coach is the easy sort of
What is possible?
thing to do when we go and we fail.
Somebody else can succeed.
Look, you are even forcing me to speak pidgin on the show. Kwesi Appiah is not a winner. Kwesi Appiah, 20 years, he won't give you an AFCON. If you renew that contract, we are going to come back and have the same conversations about Kwesi Appiah is not bold. Kwesi Appiah did this. Just remove the guy. You say the guy is not a winner, but you can't sack him. What should we do again?
Who said he's not a winner?
Me, I'm telling you, he's not a winner.
So you've
been there almost a decade. You can't win. What should we do?
Almost a decade.
Who?
He's coached this team for 2 terms.
Yes.
2 years.
How many major tournaments?
He's had 3 major tournaments.
And
don't tell me you are expecting him to go and win the World Cup.
How many? No,
don't tell me.
You haven't even won an AFCON. How do you win the World Cup?
So exclude. So he's gone to 2 AFCONs. One as a semi-finalist. One as a second round coach. And I'm saying,
and the third time will be what? We are tired.
No, but don't.
Tired.
You cannot say and the third time will be what if we've not gone for a third time.
So
we want to
tell me who will win at something then.
Oh, to move VVD.
Tell me who will win at something. Tell me who will win at something then. What I'm saying is that Akwesi will not win. I'm coming. Akwesi will not win at anything. Accepted. Sika will come in there. It's the same thing.
There's no guarantee.
I'm telling you. There's no guarantee.
There were coaches who came in before Avram Grant. They were tripping their steps in the semi-final. Avram came and took you a step further. What shows that somebody else can take you over the line? What shows?
It's taking a step to 839.
What shows? Kwesi Appiah has brought us how many steps back?
Good.
We said we had made 5 semi-finals in whatever years. We had made and then he took us to a second round. How many steps back is
that? As a country, you see,
let us be honest with ourselves.
I have sat on this but I have sat on this show several times. I'm saying that when it comes to transition, it is not the coach who does transition. It should be championed by the Ghana Football Association. So if as a country we still think that the best people to win as the tournament are players who've been around for 8 years, 16, 17 years.
Kwesi Appiah experienced 2 bad results in an AFCON qualifying series and went back on his word and brought back all the old brothers he said he was facing out.
It is because as a country we don't have a clear-cut direction from the technical directorate as to what we really want. Look, when the German decided to do away with Mola and Co., how many bad results did they experience?
They are still experiencing
it. But because they know what they are doing. The German FA clearly support Joachim Löw. Say, look, don't go back to this guy.
Isn't it interesting after those 2 same said results, bad results, you were also sitting here saying they should sack Kwesi Appiah. He was doing exactly what you wanted him to do.
That stance is in me till whatever do me part. I'm telling you that.
Then it's personal.
It's never personal.
Then it's personal.
It is never ever personal.
If you say he should bring young players, he's playing the young players.
Why didn't he continue?
Going through a bad phase. He goes back to bring the old one.
That is what you call transition. Transition is enduring bad results.
Who was heading the Ghana Football Association, who was even preaching that we should go back and bring players like Suleiman Tari, Kevin Prince, all dragons. We had Dr. Amo at the time telling Kwesi Appiah to bring in. It's true. It's a fact.
Coach, but my problem is that
it has to be instructed and directed by the FA.
Okay. Principle. Let me just say this before we go. Principle is when you say that I am using Coach Nimili and Nathan Kwao for a tournament. Till whatever happens, they are my men. It is war. So I'm going to war with you. I die with you. The first sign of panic, they shoot down your first soldier and say, hey, let us go and bring OJ and Nanabuache. Let us bring Ben and Ab. Is that how a leader behaves?
I'm telling you.
Is that how a leader behaves?
I'm telling you. So therefore, if the FA has a direction, if the FA has a direction, and then the man brings in young players, and he got beat.
Kwesi Appiah will bring us 5 new players. He will bring us 5 new players. The next Black Stars qualifier.
Look, for me,
4 of them won't come back to the team again.
I don't think he should be sacked. The time of sacking him is gone. I don't think he should be sacked. If we wanted to sack him, we should have sacked him just after the AFCON.
Kwesi Appiah is a scout.
He started the players for us. He's won 2 out of 2.
Kwesi Appiah is a scout.
So therefore, go and bring on the next man. If
Kwesi Appiah himself is a winner, he would have walked away from this situation because he knows that there is nothing to offer us again. He can scout players for us who agree, scout for somebody else to go, because clearly you will not win as an AFCON. Clearly.
Who will win it?
Well, Maxwell Konadu has a job at Asante Kotoko. We'll take quick thoughts on that. And then the NC failed to provide FIFA with data on clubs and players between April and October. So as a result, no professional club in this country, no professional player. Nathan.
That story caused a bit of consternation on the platforms. That was when was this? Wednesday morning? Thursday morning? Or was Wednesday morning? I think
Wednesday morning.
Okay, so this is really, now FIFA put out their professional football report 2019. It was looking back at the 2018-2019 football season. So I got my hands on the report and I was digesting it. So when it got to the Ghana column, each country that was surveyed, you had to answer a number of questions. So in the Ghana column, I looked and then they said professional players dash. They said professional club dash, and then other things were answered. So the initial interpretation, I remember typing out that story, doing it for online. The initial interpretation was that there were no professional clubs in Ghana. So that was my initial interpretation. But after having chit-chats with some of our colleagues, and somebody pointed out that, wait, if you go through the executive summary of the report, it states that some people didn't answer certain questions, and that portion is marked. If FIFA didn't get any answer from you, they marked it with a dash. So I went back to the report and read Ghana's part, which was on page 62. Then I realized that, so there were 2 dashes there. One dash that said under the column professional players. The other dash that said professional clubs. So clearly from that, we can deduce that Ghana was asked a question. We didn't give FIFA an answer. So they went on and published their report based on the answers we gave them. So that is really it. Now, I think it's up to the FA to come and tell FIFA or tell all of us that there are professional clubs in Ghana or there are no professional clubs. What is sure is this, that the club licensing regime that the FA wants to put in place, if they really go by it, lots of the clubs will fall below the standard. Because most of the clubs don't have the things needed to be put together for them to run clubs on the professional standards. For example, how many clubs have proper audited accounts?
They don't.
And I'm stating the FA's own criteria for the club licensing thing. You need to have proper audited accounts. You need to have a proper place of work, a secretariat. You need to have proper
office.
staff, proper office. Your pitches and your stadium should be of a certain standard. You need to have your own training facility. You need to have infrastructure. You need to have a proper team structure, youth team, all that. Most teams in Ghana will fall foul of all of this. I think whatever that report says, whether we have a professional club or not, whether we have professional players or not, I think that the report in itself should be a wake-up call to the FA. I know that they may have started work not too long ago, but at least it should remind them of the kind of work they need to put in to lift the game. You see, lifting of the Ghana game is not only getting people to go to the ground, to go and watch the games. What are they going to watch? How will my favorite team look like when they are away from the pitch? Do they have a proper training ground? Do they have proper kits? Do they have a proper legal structure? Are the players earning a salary good enough that it will keep them in the country for them to play for so many years? I feel that those are the tougher issues than marketing drives to get people to watch the game, which is all well and good. But it's just one part of the work. So I feel that whatever interpretation you give to the report, it is a reminder, and I think it's a good reminder to the people running the local game that, look, we need to upgrade these things so that the next time FIFA publishes a report, we can have proper data, and data that can be properly confirmed and verified that we have professional clubs. Because if once we didn't answer, I wonder why we didn't answer. I wonder why we did not answer that question from FIFA.
I really want. I just
Sleeping on the job. People are interested in taking
No, but you see,
$6,500.
It's on Panorama because
How could you miss this?
It's not even like it was a 3-day window.
No.
It was between April and October.
What?
Sleeping. They were sleeping on the job, collecting the money.
I can't believe this. Well, let's move the discussion on. Let's talk about Asante Kotoko, Maxwell Konadu. We'll talk some Richard Comey and then some EPL. We are still expecting Amapele. So we'll bring her in for now, cool off a little in the studio, and then we'll do some Asante Kotoko, Richard Comey and stuff. But coach, snap thoughts on Max. I'll take some thoughts from Daniel as well, and then we'll move it forward. Max is Kotoko coach. He says that this is the perfect time for him to be in the job.
For me, I'm a bit disappointed. Not that he's gone back. I'm a bit disappointed in what I heard the CEO of the club say. It's clearly that he's not appointed the manager based on the philosophy and identity of the club. He's appointed the manager because the supporters are saying this is the one we want. And that to me is unlike Kwesi Asante Kotoko, or is a sign of a team not behaving professionally. As a CEO, you should not be calling your supporters and asking them, Coach, na eba no mope ana mompe yepe. Mope ana se mope ana yepe. You see, when someone like me listen to such comic sort of things done, it's a bit sad. So, but nobody doubts Coach Maxwell Konadu. I think he's been there once. We all knew or saw what he did. My only problem here is that he's going to be working with a completely different team. The Dr. KK Sapon team did things completely differently.
Kotoko can buy 40 players in one window. So.
That is, I don't know. But that's what I'm saying, that he's going to be working with a completely different team in terms of management style and all that. As to whether Dr. Kwamiche's chemistry will suit that of Maxwell Konadu, we wait to see. For me, if you ask me, I don't think he should have gone back to work under this current Dr. Kwamiche, because they've been around for 3 years and they've appointed over how many coaches already.
The national team waters have become a little muddy. So take the next prestigious job.
What I will say for me is that George Amwaku Kotoko CEO said something that struck me greatly.
I was even coming to that. Go ahead.
What is this thing he was saying about
this being Maxwell?
Yeah, no. As for that one, I can understand. Pep Guardiola was influencing Man City transfers when he was still Bayern Munich manager. That's okay. He said that 7 or 8 of this team was they were part of Maxwell Konadu's Black Stars team B.
So virtually.
So what does it mean?
It means. And then he asked.
So what is he saying? Wait, is he saying that once the man was Black Stars B head coach,
they were doing Kotoko?
That's what they were doing. Is that what Amaku is saying? That they were doing father side, mother side team selection?
You remember some time ago, Coach David Duncan, at the time when he was coaching Hearts of Oak, did say something similar. When it was the same Maxwell Konadu at the time who was in charge of the local Black Stars, when he said, come on, look, they are just doing things to suit a certain team or the players of some other team. Well, today, some few years down the lane, what's the name? George Amwaku has come back and he's emphatically made the same. You see, our football cannot be run like this.
Let me read a few messages that have been coming through, and then we'll take a break before we continue with the show. This one Ralph from Suhum, it says that always happy to listen to Coach anytime on the show. God bless him for always sharing knowledge. But on the issue of Kwesi Appiah, we have given him too many chances and time. He is always quiet about issues and very easy to be manipulated by those surrounding him. I wish we sack him soon. Till date, he has no philosophy and way of playing. This one here also coming in from you didn't add your name, please add your name. It says, evening guys, it's time for Kwesi Appiah to go. He has done his best. Black Stars need a new technical direction. This one also from Sly says, I don't agree with Coach. Kwesi Appiah has nothing good to offer Ghana. We have seen him on major tournaments and it's always negative. We don't see any style of play from him. The players play kobo football. Elfas Ninsen says that what I have seen so far in Kwesi Appiah is that he's a good scout. Ghanaians and the GFA should by now know this. Kwesi Appiah should be a deputy technical director at the GFA's technical directorate. As a football nation, we should not waste his talent when it comes to identifying talent. We will not get this man's talent again as a football nation. Bebley from Adrengano says that they should bring back the love, but my love is not coming back to the Black Stars. See, Coach, Coach should stop this political talk on Kwesi Appiah. It's clear he doesn't want to throw one of his own under the bus. Coach has shown with his two. Hold on, let me read my message. I beg you. Coach Appiah has shown with his two stings that he has been with the Black Stars that he can't do the job. I can't see the Black Stars making the semi-final of the next AFCON. Isaac from Cove Town says that Kwesi Appiah must go. Simple. We have given him enough time to prove himself. Let us give the chance to another coach. That's all I've been saying. Clement says that yes, there are many reasons why the national football team is falling, but the biggest is the coach. If the head coach or leader is not skilled enough and does not understand his job, the team will simply not deliver because he will give out the wrong direction. Okovic from Adenta says we have Sellers Tete. We have not been fair. We have not been fair to. We dropped Sellers to build Kwesi Appiah, and this is what we get, all because of politics. This one's from Janas from.
But see, whenever people talk about Sellers Tete, I always Sellers Tete, has he not handled the national team before?
But Sellers Tete is a proven winner, is he not? You see, trophies change everything.
No doubt.
Sellers Tete is a proven winner. Sellers Tete has the only national team trophy I have seen my national team lift in as long as I can remember.
That's fair.
And we have to tell him the Sellers Tete Black Star story that you told.
No, it doesn't matter to me. He has a trophy. He has a trophy. Football is about winning. Football is about. You are a hypocrite. They should sack Ole because Ole doesn't win. But Kwesi Appiah should be there for 20 years. Kwesi Appiah should be here for 20 years.
You don't want to say that.
You are not serious. Football is about trophies. Chumesi says that what is coach talking about? He should go out and ask what Ghanaians think about Kwesi Appiah. Lambert from Dodo said, I don't believe in a coach is as good as his players. Can a coach like Ole win the Champions League with the current Liverpool squad? Harry from Harcho says, Chia, Coach Kwesi Appiah. We said local. For how long has he been with this team? No formation. Tactically bankrupt. Players are the ones playing. David from Kaswa says that Ben, let's focus on what local. Let's fuse local and foreign-based players to get ourselves a fantastic team. Kwesi Appiah is not a coach. Let's give CK the chance. You are loud and clear. Sakatu from Italy says good submission from coach on the Appiah issue. Brilliant submission. Roland from Kaneshi says today I have to side with coach. We should renew the contract with the coach and give him a task to work on. After 2021, if he can't perform, then we will sack him. But right now, I don't really think it's a good time. This one says that I totally disagree with coach this time around. Black Stars failure to have won the 2015 AFCON through penalty shootout was never the fault of Avram Grant because those players who felt they were good enough at penalties went in for it. Hold on. Kwasi from Afinia says, hello guys. The solution to this problem is to dissolve the Black Stars for 3 years and groom players from our local league and a few abroad. Tsunami from Spintech says, I think we should sack the coach in order to move our football forward. And please, we wedge the odds. So Theo from Soutum says that please sack Appiah. He's a PE coach. Fred from Spintech says, I'm loving the fire in the studio. I believe Kwesi should be given another chance. Sports Panorama is the best. Eric from Takwa says, our failure all this while has been a coach who is indecisive. I believe as a coach, your no should be your no and your yes should be your yes. Period. Let's take a quick break here on Sports Panorama. When we come back, we'll delve into other areas and other segments. Stay with us.
Citi 97.3 Accra.
Join the party train as we warm up for the biggest and official Christmas party, December to Remember 2019, with electrifying performances from Kofi Kinata, Yami Kwame,
It's a one-way jam.
Kwame Eugene, Giddy, Adina, Dope Nation, Kamido.
Travel the country in just 30 minutes on the U-Tour bus.
I'm just coming from the home or from the palace of the new Yana. This is our story being told.
Journeys to explore.
From the plains to the greens to the scenery to everything. There's so much we need to do, to boost tourism around this area. That guy was just getting up.
Learn and indulge in the culture and lifestyle of the people.
Lights the match. Boom, an explosion. Now the left side of your face is a huge reddish blackish scar you cannot bear to look at in the mirror. Imagine, you're on your way to Accra at 1 a.m. The truck behind you was moving too fast. There was a big crash, and now you wake up to the walls of your hospital room. Your jaw hangs onto your skull with the help of a metal wire. Imagine, your little baby has finally come, but the little lip is cleft, and now you wonder where you will find the money for a reconstructive plastic surgery. This year on Boxing Day, the 26th of December, your favorite radio station 97.3 Citi FM will spend the day with the patients of the Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Burn Center of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. With your kind support of cash, we will transform the lives of our brothers and sisters at the center who require surgery to correct various burns, injuries, deformities, and skin disorders. We'll give them the opportunity to smile and to live their lives normally again, while we also work to renovate one of the wards at the center and to throw a party.
Welcome back. Yeah, Charlie, the fire has cooled a little in the studio. Benjamin and Ketia here. Before you head, Coach Christopher, namely Nathan Kwao and Daniel Cranting. 0549986996, 0549986996. Sports Panorama proudly brought to us by Betway and also by DSTV. We have brought in Amapele to separate the beef, to quench the fire. Elizabeth Addo is in the studio. Elizabeth, it's good to have you on Sports Panorama.
Thank you.
Now let's talk a little bit about your initiative that has actually brought you to our studios today. We know that Ghana football is on the verge of being jump-started once again. The local league is being spoken about. The women's league also is expected to start on the same weekend, but some way, somehow, the men's football is getting more attention than the women's football. And I guess that's why you are here. You are here to speak more about bringing awareness to women's football through these games that you are organizing this weekend. Tell us about what motivated you to organize this and where do you see it going in the near future?
First of all, thank you for having me here. The motive behind this tournament is to bring the players together, to create opportunities and also to show their talent, to showcase their talent to the world.
Talk about showcasing their talent to the world. I mean, why do you feel as if women's football doesn't get the attention that it deserves? And what should we be doing? For instance, if you could suggest one thing to do for them in the upcoming season to elevate popularity and the quality of the game, what would that be?
The most importantly is the media hype.
Okay. So people like myself need to talk about women's football a lot more.
Yes.
Now, how many teams are participating in this, and what's the sort of turnout you're expecting? Where will the tournament itself be played? For those who want to go there and watch, what are the details they need to know?
For now, it is 6 teams, and it will be played in Aquinas, St. Aquinas.
Okay.
At Cantonment. Yes.
What time does the tournament start? For
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Is it a one-day tournament?
Yes, one-day tournament.
One-day tournament.
God willing, on Sunday.
Interesting stuff there. That's really nice. Let's talk about some of the recognition that you've gotten this year. Now, CAF nominated you in the 10-woman shortlist for the Player of the Year. How did you receive that news first of all, and what did it mean for you? I mean, as a person.
When I heard it, I was so grateful. Yes, and also because this season I think I had a great season. Yeah, winning 4 trophies. Yeah, so I had a great season, and also although when they shortlisted for the 5, yeah, though I'm not included, but I think for my name being there, yes, it's okay.
For you yourself as an individual, what are your objectives in terms of improving? What are your ambitions in terms of things you want to achieve going forward?
Okay, let me say, this is not the first time CAF has nominated. Yes.
Yeah.
So you see, it's gradually. Yes, gradually. We will not stop there. So I'll keep pushing, grinding, and then till I get to the top.
Nice one. Finally, before we let you go, you moved to China, and this appears to some people that it sort of took the shine off you, because then you were playing in Europe, or I think, and then all of a sudden you had to go to. Was it for the money, or was it for personal reasons that we don't know about? Because we always hear these things. Tell us about what motivated you to go to China and what it's been like playing in the Chinese league.
Oh no, I wanted a new challenge. Like, yeah, I've been to Europe, been to America and Australia, so I wanted to try China. And
have you been challenged?
Yes, it's very tough.
Rating it amongst the other leagues you've played in?
To rate, I would say 7.
7 out of 10. Interesting. So, as far as the Chinese league itself is concerned, I mean, do you look at this as the final phase for you in terms of league football, or you think that there's a step higher you could go, there's another place you could go to challenge yourself?
So far as football is concerned, yeah, I think for that one it will happen, but it's a matter of time. Yeah. Yes.
Final word from you for women out there, women's football. I mean, what do you want to tell Ghanaians?
Very soon the Ghana Women League will start, and I want to tell the players to focus. They should know what they want, and also for the medias, please, yes.
We should come to the match centers.
Yes.
Put more spotlight on the female footballers.
Of course, so that it goes out there, all over the world.
We'll definitely do our bit on this one.
We need more female players to play outside, so that they get the experience to come and help Mother Ghana. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Elizabeth Addo. So we'll definitely be at St. Thomas Aquinas to witness that tournament. 8 a.m. is when it begins, so just about early evening, I think.
Yes.
Early evening. So yes, we'll be repping live in color there. Citi TV, Citi Sports, myself, Nathan, and the guys. Final word. Is that your final word? Or you want to give a few shout outs to before you go? They are listening to you. They are listening to you, Charlie. You're on Sports Panorama. They are listening to you.
Okay, shout outs to my Eyadon family.
Okay.
Yes, and you and everyone, all my fans.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Elizabeth, I keep calling you Amapeli. Why am I doing that, Charlie? Why are you needing now? I mean, to have attained that name in itself is evidence of your greatness. Hopefully, we can have you another time.
Okay, thank you.
So you heard Elizabeth Addo there. Let's get back to business. You want Manchester to sack Ole, but we shouldn't sack Kwesi Appiah. You are not serious. Once I have the master mic, I can say these things. You want us to sack Ole, but you won't sack Kwesi Appiah. Let's move on and talk about the English Premier League. Manchester City were bamboozled by Ole at the Etihad. Manchester City, they were bamboozled by Ole at the Etihad. This week, they take on Freddie Ljungberg's Arsenal. Coach, it is the big game on our hands this weekend. But quick thoughts. You know, we got a good picture of you. We got a good picture of you.
That was sexy stuff, man.
Oh, Charlie. We got a good picture of you. Charlie. Enjoying your team. And I think my caption captured it.
Charlie.
When your team is playing sexy football, Charlie, and you can't believe your eyes.
Charlie.
Oh, no more.
Look, it was truly sexy.
At a point, I thought there would be Chocho or Oboshi.
All we needed to do was for Rashford to have been a bit clinical. And would have fought the fight of our good boys, of our blue brothers.
You know, the height of like the arrogance of Man United in that game. It was when, remember the chance where Rashford was giving the pass, he just trapped it, looked at Ederson, and just hit it against the bar. Like Marcus Rashford.
That's some Ronaldinho
like
stuff.
Today, he has the nerve to trap the ball. See, look at Ederson and attempt.
I still haven't recovered.
What killed me was when McTominay fell down. Then he got up.
But
then he smiled.
But why are you talking about somebody's team?
Home is where the heart is.
Why are you talking about somebody's team?
It's where the heart is.
Which home is this?
Home.
You know your way home?
Where the heart is.
Please kill a cow for the prodigal son. Bring the best.
Because this my son was lost. You know, I always say that sometimes in life, my dad has something he says all the time that, what I say? I've forgotten that saying, but essentially saying that sometimes some people just walk into fortune. Yes. Do you know, Ben? Do you know that forever and ever, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can sit down and tell the whole world that in 1 week,
he said it's not 1 week. He said 3 days.
In 3 days, he beat Jose Mourinho and beat Pep Guardiola. Hey,
it's not easy.
I cannot believe this.
In hardcore pidgin, nothing will go fish show Ole. Nothing. You go fit talk what you dey like. Nobody go fit show Ole anything.
But no, on the lighter side. Can no more Man you big game. Yeah, problem why?
I mean,
no more problem.
He's extremely passionate about United.
People and get no more car worry. You remember my words? Car worry.
Chris, my agitation about Man United is just I've told you that it is born out of sheer love,
and the photographers will never capture it too.
But Chris, I tell you, see, Chris,
but there's one picture of he and myself. That was 2-1. It was 2-1, and the way Mahrez was bringing the ball, Charlie, not the hair. Oh yeah,
Charlie, but I need the cameras to capture you when you are doing that your celebratory warm up.
That thing should be on the video.
Salah, the Salah dance.
Charlie,
Salah.
It's some epic stuff.
I don't know. What I would want to talk about this weekend though is how much Liverpool are going to harvest goals from the Watford farm.
Charlie,
it will be brilliant. Look, we've all seen the two sides of Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I think when you watch this Liverpool team play, you have to credit Jurgen Klopp for learning a lot and for undergoing this evolution. Because I remember when he started at Liverpool, his teams reminded me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team. They could only play on the break. They didn't know how to break anybody down. But I think over time, Klopp has understood that he can do other things. And I'm happy that he's thought wisely enough to buy the players who could do different things. Till now, I always say that letting go of Coutinho was a mistake. But I've gone back to watch some of the old games and I watch Liverpool now. I think Liverpool actually are a liberated team without Felipe Coutinho. Somehow, they've managed to find a way to do other things without somebody in the middle of the park like laying a pass.
And Felipe Coutinho has disappeared from the surface of the club.
Then think about it. Assuming Liverpool still had the setup and there was Coutinho, where was he going to play?
He's a Bayern.
Doing what?
He's scoring goals.
Serge Gnabry is the star of Bayern Munich. Serge Gnabry is the star of Bayern Munich.
You see, what Felipe actually would have given this Liverpool team is that extra vision. When teams sit back and not.
I think Naby Keita gives them
Chris,
that now.
agree, but I think that
I'm not saying Naby Keita is a Coutinho.
Listen, of course, even before we talk about,
he's the best.
Chris, I think that somehow Klopp has, I won't say he stumbled, he's found a solution.
I agree with
I think he doesn't need a central playmaker. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold does the damage
and
from
Robertson
right back already.
Look,
and Andy Robertson,
the entire squad, and that's something. He used 2 different teams in how many days? 3 or 4 days. He won 5-2 at home and won 3-0 away from home. That's how good this Liverpool team is.
they are very.
They don't need this person or this person to play before they win.
And I agree with Frank Lampard when he said they are the only team who is guaranteed top 4 football for next season. In other words, Champions League. The Man City.
Ojam's Tottenham are really on a streak, though.
Yeah.
They are
the
coming.
Man City, the Chelsea, the Leicester, the United.
But Leicester City look really good, though.
They look really good.
Really good.
One defeat could mess everything up.
I think after this week,
they have their longest streak in history. Actually, 8 wins on the bounce.
After this week, they play Spurs. They play Liverpool and City back to back. That will actually now
it will give us
show the whole world
sense of their smoothness level.
Both at home.
No. I think Man City away, Liverpool at home, because they've already lost 2-1 to Liverpool in the league at Anfield. So Man City away and then Liverpool.
That should be extremely interesting. I'll be going through the full complement of matches that we have, and then Nathan will take us through the DStv list. But then your snap thoughts on Arsenal. What have you made of Arsenal? They go up against Man City. Are they also going to nail the coffin for Man City, or Man City will not accept losing back-to-back games?
Charlie, Arsenal should just get a manager. Honestly, they should just bring someone.
Ready, Freddie?
Oh, Charlie, Freddie's not ready, and he knows it himself. He knows. I feel sorry for him because he's just going to be made an unnecessary scapegoat. They know what to do. You took Unai out because you were looking for something, and any serious club before they sack a manager, they already have a replacement or they are cooking up a replacement. What are you doing, leaving Freddie? Ready, Freddie, never ready in this job when he's obviously not ready for it. And it's just hurting the club. A draw against Norwich, a home defeat against Brighton, and then Pepe decided to wake up in the second half against West Ham.
Man, that was more like it from the young man.
No, that was more like it. But and I know that Arsenal fans themselves know that is not something that is going to change just because they beat West Ham United. They are going to continue to struggle. Yes, Manchester City at the moment look very vulnerable, and there's almost a template to beat City. Yeah. So maybe Arsenal will be able to navigate through.
They need to go and watch the United.
Even if they lose, it will not be embarrassing. But top 4 is still attainable. They need to get a proper manager in. Get somebody who is more experienced, somebody who is a winner, somebody who walk into this team and everybody will all of a sudden start taking Arsenal seriously. Because as it stands, nobody's afraid of the players, nobody's afraid of the manager, the backroom staff. Nobody's afraid of Arsenal anymore, and it's getting embarrassing.
I've heard people like Ashley Cole, they've already started give Ljungberg the job. Ashley Cole, maybe you may not hear me, maybe your associates will not tell you, maybe you hear us. Please, we beg you. We don't.
This thing we don't do things like that.
Don't at all. Don't make the Man United mistake.
Isn't Ole flourishing?
What are you talking about?
Didn't he beat Pep and Mourinho in 3 days?
Now you see, I said 2 weeks ago on this program that Ole will beat Ojam, and then I'll come back and see whether he'll beat Pep. And then the following week,
he delivered the master class.
Yes, and the following week,
Aston Villa,
he misbehaved against Aston Villa.
And you said,
out of anger, I wanted him to. I said, go back. The voice is there.
Oh, coach,
it is there. I said you should lose.
No, let me say it for you.
Oh,
you said Ojam will beat him.
Listen,
and Pep, minimum 3 goals. Minimum 3 goals so that they'll sack him.
Listen,
he should go.
It was because of the way he more or less managed to lose point against Aston Villa. Now look,
but it's not.
If there's any reason why I support Man United, it's because of United has got what it takes to play in those big games
and win, then lose the small ones
and win the big games. That is the bragging right. You understand? Look, the Ole project is on. Like I said,
Chris, NFL say
Haaland Babashian.
Haaland.
Oh no more. Wednesday or say.
Oh no more. I
told you people.
You come home.
That's
What are you
Haaland
talking
guy.
about?
You've
Did
not
you
seen
watch the
enough.
game on Wednesday?
What do you do?
No, but what did you
Haaland.
expect him to do?
What do you expect?
What did you expect him to do?
The best player in that team is going to be signed by Liverpool.
Let's
Liverpool going to sign.
Let them sign Minamino. Now what do you mean Minamino? Haaland. How many goals are these scored?
How many goals matter?
You see, we don't need Minamino. We man, you
Charlie
don't.
Ben, did you watch Haaland on Wednesday?
Not we.
Haaland.
fan of
and he's hitting side netting.
No, he had met a Liverpool team.
There
was tension.
We like Rashford like that.
There was tension because Liverpool is a team Haaland himself would like to play for.
Let me tell you something.
While coach is saying Haaland will come home to Man U, I'm saying he will come home to Liverpool.
So what are you saying? Haaland in Bashir.
You won't care about Bashir to Liverpool.
Minamino.
What mo gbege mi je gbe.
Sancho.
Ogelegbe no mo.
Hey. You are signing players from Madabraka. You are signing players from Man United from Madabraka.
Madison, Leicester City, they are attempting to get him to renew the contract.
Yeah, he will extend.
And but he's going to extend on condition that
they sell him.
When we come calling,
you come home.
There is a price tag. Once you release the cash.
Chilwell.
They don't just sakani bulabe ebuleta sakele all these things all these things put together. And do you know the icing on the cake?
What's this?
Oh no, the boy from Atletico Madrid.
Oh, sound you get.
Don't come in that boy. See, to United.
You see,
that is the only. You see, when the Glazers talk, when it comes about money, when the Glazer calls you and the Glazer walks to you and say, "Look, just mention those you want. There's cash."
This thing, it will end in tears.
It will end in mega tears. I'm telling you.
My 2005 ADB diary, where before every season I will write down the list of players that Manchester United should sign, and I had 3 teams. There was this particular team where I had my Bouba Diop in midfield.
Diop.
I had, in fact, I signed JS Park before Man United signed JS Park. Okay. I had vision like that. I signed JS Park. I signed Bouba Diop. Charlie, that was Ferguson who had sense.
Oh, no more.
Ferguson.
I told you Maguire will come home. He's home.
You also told me that
this is
Bruno Fernandes will come home.
This is one Bissaka.
You told me Bruno Fernandes will come home.
Getting 2 Bissakas.
Who are you getting? His brother?
Oh,
are you getting his brother or what?
We've told the father. He should go and do the thing. I'll send the.
You want 2 Bissakas?
No more. He send Michi Ekati, drone Ekati. We need 2 Bissakas. This we have just 1 Bissaka po ne. 1 Bissaka. Next season we are sending 2 Bissakas.
On a more serious note, I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka did an okay job on Raheem Sterling.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a beast.
Charlie,
listen. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I will have Aaron Wan-Bissaka any day.
No, but
any day.
The only thing is that he's bad at crossing.
Yeah, you see, that will come with age. It will come with maturity.
I doubt.
No, see,
it comes with coaching.
He won't have to be. He won't. I'm not expecting him to become a juggernaut.
Ben, it comes with coaching. You see. They said, you know that our Lord Jesus Christ said something in the New Testament. Some things can only be resolved by prayer and fasting. Wan-Bissaka's development is only by coaching. It will not come.
No, he don't.
But are you saying that there aren't competent people at United to push him forward?
They want him to cross the ball. For now, we're defender.
His agent is Trent Alexander-Arnold. The guy is clocking double assists.
Let him assist. Wan-Bissaka a defending.
And next season
2 Bissakas.
Let me get to the full complement of Premier League matches, and then Nathan will take us through the DSTV list and how you can view the EPL this weekend. So there's Liverpool, Watford, there's Burnley versus Newcastle, there's Chelsea, AFC Bournemouth, Leicester versus Norwich, Sheffield, Aston Villa, Southampton, West Ham, Man United, Everton, Wolves, Tottenham, and then Arsenal, Man City is the top line. And there's a Monday night game as well between Crystal Palace and Brighton and Hove Albion. Nathan.
Yeah, this weekend, if you love your sport, you need to get your hands on your DSTV. The Juventus Udinese in the Italian Serie A. Roma and Spal. These people have been small. There's a Juventus Udinese, Fiorentina, Inter Milan. That's the big one happening. Inter Milan are 2 points ahead of Juve, and it's beginning to look really strange for Juventus these days. Sevilla and Villarreal in the Spanish Premier League. Valencia and Real Madrid, that's the big one. Man United, Everton, if you love your Premier League football. Man City traveling to Arsenal. And then there's the UEFA Champions League draw also happening on Monday morning at 11. And then if you love your EFL Cup, there's Aston Villa versus Liverpool on Tuesday. Everton versus Leicester, Man United, Colchester, Oxford, Man City, all of that. So all kinds of different things. Wrestling, UFC, football, all the big things happening on Super Sport exclusively to DSTV. But be on the lookout. Wednesday night is El Clasico. Be on the lookout. Something will happen in this town.
Charlie, you know who has surprised me this season? I've taken back all the insults I get because he's taking responsibility now. This is the guy I knew. He went to sleep when Baba was around. When Baba was around, he was coasting.
He was assisting Baba.
He was coasting.
So people should be on the lookout. Wednesday night. Something spicy on
saying
City.
that the Benz is going to compete with Leo on that day.
Nobody has said anything. We say come and watch. That's all we are saying. Guys, there's a big bout. The MSG. I can't forget about it.
Biggest bout.
The MSG. Yeah. We have a world lightweight bout. And it's a defense.
Yeah.
Title defense.
Yes. Richard Come's second title.
Lopez says that beating Come will be the crown jewel.
Yeah,
for all his years of preparation.
Yeah, because for the two boxers, they are at a junction. Whoever wins this almost certainly takes on Lomachenko for the unification. And it should be a good one. Richard Come. If you go through a lot of the talk from the US, a lot of people seem to think that Teofimo has something on Richard Come. Andre Rozier, who handles Richard Come, says that look, Teofimo will really get it.
I think there'll be a knockout.
If he decides to come and brawl.
Yeah, if he decides to come and brawl.
But he will. That's his fight style. He will.
Yeah. That he's attempting to knock out Tome.
Teofimo is feeling very confident.
Immediately knocks him out.
I think Teofimo is feeling very confident. So I feel that he will come out to try and brawl. And that may play into Richard Come's hands. The only thing, I just hope that Come will not get overawed by the occasion.
He just need to just calm down.
He needs to be very calm
and then
because if you start to think about
the mecca of boxing,
I think he's learned a lot.
Yep,
especially from losing to Robert.
He's learned a lot. He's the last person who is going to get overawed by the occasion. He will handle.
He's overly focused.
Focused. You look at his bout against Ray Beltran, the one against Issa Chaniev. Look, he knew exactly what he was going to do.
Yeah, man.
He wasn't thinking about anybody around him. Yep. His mind was fixed on his opponent. Numotio. That's his name.
Yes.
Numotio. Third round.
Eba na tree no kapadi e bote no abeku e ba chele no right e ba nyese.
The hand speed, the technique,
the power.
Look,
call me.
No, I don't even think this bout will go the full length.
No,
I know how good Lopez is, but Come is bringing this home.
Of course.
Madison Square Garden, that bout is tomorrow. It doesn't get any bigger than that.
Next year, Luma.
The MSG, it doesn't get any bigger than that. So Richard Come versus Teofimo Lopez is a lightweight title fight for Richard Come.
Saturday night in the US for us, it'll be early Sunday morning.
So like 1 a.m. 1 a.m. to 2 a.m.
It's on the undercard.
It's on the undercard, so that's quite early. Because the main bout is a Terence Crawford bout. He's defending his title, so we'll see.
So that's what's going on. So Richard Come out there fighting. This should be interesting. That's just about it from us here. The message box is bulging, but we can't do any more of that
today.
Oh no!
Somebody touched the hem of my garment, and I felt power leaving my system.
Who did that?
And the person is, you will see.
Benjamin Nketia here, Coach Christopher Nimley, Nathan Kwao. You heard Daniel Cranton there. We had Elizabeth Addo also in the studio a while ago. So yeah, I'm a Pele.
Like that.
I'm a Pele.
That's what the people know.
I'm a Pele.
Pele.
Hey.
Pele.
She graced.
When you call Pele, no catch up with Pele.
It's a big deal.
What?
Thank you very much for doing the listening. The show was proudly brought to us by Betway and also DSTV. The Premier League preview show comes up right after this. Don't go anywhere.